In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the Atlanta Hawks versus the Milwaukee Bucks, what to expect from the upcoming series, and of course, who just may win this series. This is going to be exciting. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo versus Trae Young. Two very good players. Let's get down. Let's check them out. So the first thing to expect is the fact that because Milwaukee is much bigger than Atlanta, you're going to see them trying to really get the ball into that paint and to score around the rim. There is not going to be much that I don't think the Atlanta Hawks can stop if the Milwaukee can get to the basket. However, if the Atlanta Hawks can get out onto the run and they can get some quick offense happening with some simple screen and rolls, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be in a lot of trouble because, let's face it, if Atlanta can get on fire from the three-point line, Milwaukee doesn't have the firepower other than a few players to be able to shoot those types of shots. So because of that, I think that Atlanta will have a massive advantage from the three-point line. So what we're going to be seeing is more of an old school type of game from the Milwaukee Bucks trying to get to the rim and getting quick baskets. Meanwhile, with the Atlanta Hawks, we're going to see a lot more 4-out, 5-out screen and rolls and a lot more mid-range and three-point shots happening because, of course, they are going to be afraid of taking it inside against these two bigs, Giannis as well as Brook Lopez. However, as we've seen against the Nets, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be able to have their time and their advantage in the low post. I don't think that Giannis shooting fadeaway or mid-range shots or even three-point shots are going to benefit them, but if Giannis can attack these players and basically bully them underneath the basket, we're going to see a very easy time for the Milwaukee Bucks as long as they can withstand the Atlanta Hawks threes. However, I did say this with the Milwaukee Bucks against the Nets. If they do leave Giannis open, he will be able to hit at least a few threes per game, and usually when it's crunch time. What I would be really looking forward to seeing is Giannis really attacking the basket like this and really trying to bully the other team, the Atlanta Hawks, because as soon as Giannis gets a full head of steam, there isn't really many players who can stop him. The Atlanta Hawks also have a very good offensive strategy to get that ball into the paint, kick it out, make the extra pass for an open three, and this is why Trae Young gets so many threes. Now, when it comes down to it, both teams make really massive mistakes on the defensive side. Here we see, of course, really bad low post defense in a zone. And what should have happened was, of course, he is, of course, worried about the baseline drive. He could have been calling out the drive or the cut to the middle, but he should have been able to see that and moved up a bit higher, because I'm not worried about a pass going to a baseline player because, of course, the backboard and net are going to be in the way, and plus he is defending any kind of bounce pass on this side. I am more worried about the middle of the key, and he should have popped up to at least cut off that cut. However, he didn't, and of course we do see this a lot from the weak side cuts against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, not including against the Nets, but in general, what we usually see when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks is, of course, really bad fouls happening, but what we do really see a lot of is the inability to box out. Here we have three players looking at the ball, one player who is slightly boxing out here, but this player here from Atlanta was able to sneak through past essentially two players and was able to get the offensive rebound. This can't happen if the Milwaukee Bucks want to win the championship. But this is what I mean by just overall size. If you can get that ball to a big, whether it's Giannis or Lopez in the low post, believe me, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be able to score probably 90% of the time. The Milwaukee Bucks also have some pretty weak side or help side defense. Brook Lopez should have been popping out much faster than he did here, and we see that quite a bit from Brook Lopez. He is a big player. He shouldn't be tied to his player when there's a player who is cutting on the weak side. He needs to leave that player much earlier. He already has a help side player who comes down way before any of this even happens. He was reading the play while Brook Lopez wasn't. He needs to now tell Brook Lopez, get your butt in the middle of the key. I got your guy. Don't worry. And Brook Lopez just doesn't swing that fast. And this is what I mean by not getting the rebounds that they need to get. Brook Lopez is stuck underneath the rim. We have Giannis, who is against the baseline. This ball is coming from the wing, which means that it's going to pop off either towards the wing or the front of the basket. There's a lower percentage for it to bounce off this way, and that way it's going to be either this or that. And because of that, they get stuck basically along the baseline, Lopez underneath the basket. These two players are already in prime position to get that rebound, and they're able to get that rebound. These two players are big enough to be able to basically box out earlier on, knowing that shot is going up right there. Lopez needs to be backing that player up either this way or moving him this way to get open for that side, and he's just not doing that. This team needs to really work on their rebounding. So essentially, if Milwaukee can get those rebounds, if they can stop the three-point shots of Atlanta, and if they can stop doing dumb fouls, they will have a chance. But at the same time, if Atlanta is able to protect the rim from the bigs, if Atlanta is able to hit those threes that they are so good at hitting with Trae Young and the rest of his team, and they can continue to get a ton of rebounds, Collins is ridiculous at getting rebounds, I think that Atlanta could upset Milwaukee in Game 7. I think that this series could go a while. Anyways, I hope that this video has basically helped you become a better basketball player, but also understand this series just a bit more. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe. Of course, I'll see you guys in my next video.